Thank you, Kendra and Erica, for all you're doing for our children and for our country. Good evening, I'm Jane Akin. My husband Steve and I are great supporters of the Pioneer Institute. This evening's lecture, fittingly named in honor of our founder, Lovett C. Peters, is a showcase for Pioneer's mission and recognizes individuals of vision who inform and enrich intellectual debate and improve our world. Tonight, we are pleased and honored to welcome George Will, truly one of America's big brains, as the 2019 Peters Lecturer. George Will is a contributor to MSNBC and NBC News Today. For years, Sunday meant watching George on This Week with your morning coffee or tea. His column is syndicated in more than 400 newspapers. His book, The Conservative Sensibility, which many of you have, is his 15th book. George Will brings profound thought and understated humor to all of his work. His articulate opinions have educated millions of Americans about facts, productive public debate, healthy patriotism, and civics. For me, this introduction is a personal honor. My career was in opera, and that meant I obsessed about making right entrances and hitting the right notes. Like all educators, George Will is a masterful communicator, delivering often surprising insights and wisdom, always with the exact word at the right time. In the process, he makes us more discriminating about our own beliefs. What George does is difficult. An open society is dynamic and sometimes factional. American public discourse today suffers from an overdose of anger and a dearth of facts. That is precisely why we are so honored to recognize George Will, the master civic educator. Mr. Will has the largest readership of any columnist today, reaching almost a third of American newspaper readers. He's a winner of the Pulitzer Prize. Mr. Wills, at the time, was a Newsweek contributing editor for 35 years. Among his many books are 3 about his passion for baseball. His Men at Work, the all-time best-selling book on baseball, has been reissued in a 20th anniversary edition. And I personally stand here to say he can be forgiven for his passion for the Chicago Cubs. Mr. Will is a graduate of Trinity College in Hartford, Oxford University, and Princeton University, where he received an MA and PhD in politics. Prior to entering journalism, Mr. Will taught political philosophy at Michigan State University and the University of Toronto. Since entering journalism, he has taught at Harvard and Princeton. It is with great pleasure that I ask you to join me in welcoming Mr. George F. Will.